Mr. Wandeto, a mathematics teacher, and I'd like to welcome you to this channel. Basically, I'm going to be taking you through some various topics in mathematics from Form 1 to Form 4 so that you can be able to get a deeper understanding of the subject. And now, this being the first video to have, I would like us to have an introduction on the same, and my introduction is going to take you through various points, various tips that can make us excel in mathematics. And we are going to start with the basic things that we are taught in nursery school, that is alphabetic numbers there, the A, B, Z to Z, and we give them some numbers. That is, for A I give it 1, B I give it 2 on the board, C all the way to Z, which is 26. And out of these alphabetic numbers, we can be able to form some words, various words, and there are 2 of them that are going to make our start of the tips that are going to give us 100, which is the same as 100%. And the first one is discipline. When you look at that word discipline there, D is 4, you have I is 9, S 19, all the way to E is 5. When you add all of those numbers, that they're going to give you 100%. The second one is attitude. A is 1, T is 20, all the way to E, which is 5, 100% again. And for discipline, to start with, you need to do mathematics daily. You have to be disciplined that every day you are doing some math questions for you to be a very good student. And it has to come from you. You have to have that one in mind, that you have to do that one. By the end of the day, you get some questions, you do them, you revise some questions, and that is one tip. For us to excel in mathematics, we need to be disciplined. There is no shortcut for mathematics, but being disciplined is part of the same. Let's look at number 2, which I'm going to take maybe a few minutes to talk about. This is attitude. And well, what is attitude? Attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about something, a certain way or a settled way of thinking or feeling about something. In other words, how do you see things? That's how I like looking at attitude. The way you see things determine what you think about them. So, most of us and most of the people don't have the right attitude toward mathematics. You hear them complaining, you hear them saying they are not just happy, they are tired, they are bored, and so on. That one reflects the attitude they have toward the subject. And we need to understand that math is simple. And being simple as it is, we just have to even have that idea in our mind that it is not hard. We just enjoy the same, we just love the subject, and we have the right attitude, the positive attitude, I will call it. Now, there is something in the Bible. We have some principles that you can get from Bible, especially from the book of Proverbs, and I'll share with you one of them. That is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. It says that as he thinks in his heart, so is he. The Bible is describing a man. So as a man think in his heart, so is he. So when you talk about the attitude, the way you think math is, so it shall be to you. Not necessarily mathematics, but anything. This is just a general principle that you can acquire, that you can use it here. So we have to have the right thinking. We have to have the right attitude toward math. So that idea of math being hard, it should not be in our heart, it should not be in our mind, because if it is, then we are going to be failures. We are not going to be excelling in the subject, and this is not what we would like to be. Now, it is determined the way we look at things. How do you view things? Well, if you look at something in a very different angle from another person, you must be looking at, or you might be describing something in two different ways because of the angle at which you're looking at them. Let me give you an example here. I have a statement here which is in Roman numbers. It's quite here. That is 11 plus 1 is equals to 10, which is not correct in Roman numbers. But now, this statement of ours, we can make it correct. So the question asks how. So how do we make this statement correct? We look at it from a different angle. So like now, if I overturn my paper there, I'll be having a statement that 10 is equals to 1 plus 9, which is a very correct statement. So this is something that I want to describe the attitude. The angle at which you look at something determine what you are going to describe. So generally, for those people maybe who may be saying that math is difficult, it is the way they are looking at it. If you stay in a very different view and you look at it in another angle, you're going to see it's not being hard. So I would like to urge you, change the angle of view. If in any case you have been saying that math is hard, and see it as being simple and being a good subject to be. So the angle at which you look at things, it will get to determine how you describe that item. So those are the first two tips that you can be able to get from our alphabetic numbers there. Let's go to number 3, which is now a general thing that we all know, that is practice. We usually say practice, practice makes perfect. So for us to be able to do very well in math, we need to practice. That's why I was saying you do it like every day, you do some so that you can be able to practice, because you know the more you practice, the more you're going to get familiar with a particular concept. Number 4, it is for you to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself that you can be able to make it, you can be able to do it. Remember, we had our former president of the US president, that is Barack Obama. He said, yes, we can. And yes, he did. So even you have that in you. Yes, you can, and you shall be able to do it. Number 5, you need to pay attention. So when we talk about the paying attention, what do I mean? So whenever you're being taught a particular concept, let your mind be in class, because many of the time when we are being taught and our mind are wandering around the earth, and we need to change that. We concentrate, we listen, and we can be able to get to that. So that is paying attention in our classes, so that we can be able to have a better understanding of what is being taught. Another thing which is very crucial into our thinking here, it is loving our math teachers. So your math teacher should be your friend. Yes, your math teacher should be your friend. Why do I say this? Because whenever you get that you are not afraid to your math teacher, whenever you find that you dislike the math teacher, it is going to affect your subject, because that math of yours, you're going to perform it poorly, because one thing you don't like your teacher is going to be translated to the performance, because you're not going to be having that psych to do the study, to revise on it or to do it well, because you have that back in you. You don't like your teacher. So for us to excel in mathematics, we have to love our teacher, regardless of the way they are teaching us, regardless of the way we may feel that we would like him or her to do things. We have to love them, and then when we love them, we are going to love the subject, and by the end of the day, we are going to excel in the math. And that's our key thing here, because I usually say this: when you're in school, get the best of it. So if you want to get the best out of mathematics, you have to be to be in line with your math teacher. Another thing there is you need to look at the friends you go with, the friends you work with. Most of the time that in our classes, you're going to find that students are going to describe math being hard, math not being, good to them, the way they are not understanding it, and so on. But for you, in this case, you need to be very careful. When they say negative things about math, you need to counter that. You need to say it is them, not you. Because anytime that you say that you can't be able to do something, by the end of the day, you're not going to do it. I give you another verse in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. It says that death and life are in the power of tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Death and life are in the power of tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. What does that mean? Your tongue has the power of life and death. And in this case, we are looking at the things that you're speaking. When you speak negative things, when you speak bad things, you are speaking death. And you're going to eat the fruit. And the fruit of death in this scenario is going to be failure. It's going to be you don't perform to your level best. But again, the same tongue of yours, you can use it in a positive way. You can use it to bring life to you. And the Bible says that you're going to eat the fruit thereof. Meaning that we need to speak positive things. We need to speak well things. We need to talk that math is simple. Math is, is nice. Say that you're enjoying the class. Don't say that you are not even understanding something. Maybe you may not be understanding a particular section or topic at that time, but give it time. But when you say that you're not understanding, when you go to revise, your mind is going to have gotten an idea that you don't understand that one, and you are not going to understand. So speak positive thing. Speak that you can be able to understand, even if it is not that particular moment. And that is some of the tips. There are many than that, but that one can be able to help us to perform and excel in mathematics. Thank you very much for watching this channel. I'll just like to encourage you that math is sweet. Let that be in your mind. So let's enjoy mathematics. Otherwise, I'd just like to request you to subscribe to my channel, and we are going to get in touch. Thank you very much. See you again.